What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new Bry2J Presents. I'm your host, Bry2J, and today's action figure video is going to be on the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Cyclops. I have been wanting this figure for quite some time, ever since I saw the prototype. I believe it was at New York Toy Fair. Anyway, I picked this guy up earlier today at Image Anime, and I'm super excited. I have not yet opened this up. I have not yet posed it around. Are you excited? I'm excited. Good. Now let's check this guy out together. And here's Cyclops, and I have to say, Mezco once again did a fantastic job on this figure, as they have been doing with pretty much every figure lately. This guy is very, very reminiscent of 1990s Jim Lee style, and they just Mezcoized it a little bit, which basically that means they got rid of the yellow underwear, but I think it works, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that. As for the figure itself, I think it looks fantastic. As you see here, I have him sporting the really, really high power optic blast. I think the sculpt work on this came out really, really nice. It is a bit on the heavier side. It does weigh him down some. But as you can see here, no strings attached. He is standing upright, and it looks really, really good. There is a little bit of a gripe, but I get why they did it. It's going to be in the neck articulation, and I will get into that when I talk about the articulation. For accessories, he comes with a decent amount as well, and I'll get into that when I talk about accessories. Now, as for the figure, I'm going to pop this optic piece off and give him his traditional visor. And as you can see there, he has no eyes, but we'll get into that later on. Here's the traditional visor that just plugs right in like so. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this figure. I think it is awesome. Everything from the hair to the vibrant color, really, really well done. And even the jacket looks good too. And I'm just a big fan. But what we're going to do is we're going to pop off the hands and then pop off the jacket. And I want to just show you guys the full figure. Goes on and off pretty simple, and I'll talk about the jacket as well when I talk about the accessories. So, alright, put on his fist like he's about to punch. The swapping on and off of the hands, really simple on this figure, and that is always a plus. That's why I like Mezco, because they really, really just easy, you know. Anyway, so actually, you know what? Let's even take the head off. So I want to show you guys something. So, alright, let me show you the complicated, complex neck system where you lose some articulation, but it's there anyway. And that is going to be here. It's not your traditional ball peg, as we can clearly see. Alright, so what they did was, because they want Cyclops to have the LED light for his optic blast, because Mezco is good like that and like to do full-on functionality. They hid the LED as best as they could, and what they did was they put it in here. So there's this little tiny piece right here. I don't know if it's really picking up, but it's right there. That's the LED light. It shines nice and red. And then what you do is you pop the neck out by twisting it to the right and then slide it up, okay? And now the battery pack is on the back side, and it's a bit of a trick to take it out. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to lose the batteries, because they're also very tiny LEDs. But what you do is basically when the battery cover's off, you just slide the LEDs in, or I'm sorry, the batteries in. And then you put the cover back, and as long as it's right, you got the beautiful red light. And as you see, it's really nice and bright. And then before I put the neck back together, I'm going to show you guys with the visor. And then if I take this out, show you all the different visors. So here's the light optic blast. And I'll show you guys these in better detail once I talk accessories. Here it is with the little bit of smoke. And then the big one that I showed you guys at the start. And you can see it shines pretty good through. You know, it's not going to go all the way because it's not a strong LED, but it's there, you know, and I think that's a really cool option. Alright, so I'm going to shut this light out now. Yeah, very tiny switch. So let's put the traditional visor back in. Yeah, really, really cool. Now, you're going to limit, actually, while I just went to go take it out, there you go, there's your battery. As you can see, very tiny. You don't want to make anything fall out and lose it because that would not be good. Yeah, so what they did was they changed it up where it's going to limit the neck articulation, and the head articulation rather, when you put it in, okay? So it's a sacrifice that had to be made because you needed to put the LED somewhere. What you do is basically you got to find the thing. All right, make sure I got it right. I don't want to put it in backward. There we go. And then you just twist to my right, sorry, to my left, and it goes in and it's in. Okay, so it's twist this way for removing it, and then twist. So counterclockwise to remove, clockwise to put back, okay? So that's the best way to do it. And when it's in, see I'm grabbing it by the peg and nothing's falling out. So now let's put the head back on. And you can see, just like the regular Mezco ball peg, it snaps on really easy. What you're going to lose is the look down to look back or option, right? So can't put his head to chest like typical Mezco. He can go back about that far, so you can have the optic blast shooting outward, okay? So there is that at least, and you do have the side to side, and a little bit of tilt, and the visors just fell right out, but it's fine. Put that back in, and you can get them to be expressive. Alright, as for the rest of the articulation, it's there. Arms go out. Arms go up. Really, really far back. I don't think there's a butterfly joint in there, but he does have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, traditional hinge and swivel wrist pegs, diaphragm rocker, crunch a little bit, back a little bit, good side to side on the diaphragm and the waist, so you can get him into some nice poses. He can kick out that far, back that far, upper thigh cut, double jointed elbows, top of the boots do rotate, and wonderful ankle pivot and the down and up motion. For Mezco, this ankle pivot is actually really solid. Now let me show you his accessories. For accessories, you do get this nicely sculpted head sculpt, which is the screaming face. It's the head that I had on earlier. I think this looks really good. And then of course you not only get one or two pairs of the same visor, you get a third just in case you misplace it or break it, and that's really cool of them to include that. All the visors are going to have the translucent red to go with the LED, so that's awesome. Then you get a set of smoking visors. The smoke is on the same side, and this is again if you want to have you know, one on each head sculpt, or if you lose one, break one, whatever. The smoke is the same, the visors are the same. Both look really good. Again, the translucent underneath, really, really solid. For hands, you get a pair of fists, which he has on right now. You get the open hands, and then you get a salute / I'm the leader of the team hand, karate chop, and then you get the pointing, which is for him to press his visor, and they also look really good. For the optic blast, you do get the traditional optic blast, which is done really, really nice. And then for the one that I had on earlier, here's a better look at it. And as you see here, it is a massive optic blast. Scott's about to go, you know, cause damage. So this is great. He uses this a lot in Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't remember what the move exactly is called, but it's cool that you have that and you could kind of replicate it. Lastly, for accessories, you have his jacket, which I showed you guys before. It is a little bit thinner than the jacket we got with Logan just recently, but similar brown, and I like it. I think it's a great looking piece. Some people say it looks a little cheap, but, you know, I'm not some people. I like it. And then, of course, for traditional Mezco accessories, the Ziploc bag, which I tend to use a lot. You got the arm, which you can fully pose around and loosen and tighten to your liking. I really like these. I use them for select figures, but yeah, it's great that these are really, really sturdy. Lastly, you have the X base. So that looks really good too. It looks like navy blue and black. Really, really nice. Yeah, so that's it for accessories. And then I just want to show you guys a quick couple of size comparisons, and then I will go over his outfit for a minute because I totally forgot to. Next to the New York Comic Con 2017, oops, dropped Scott. Next to the 2017 Comic Con exclusive of Wolverine and the Tiger Stripe, and I do like the height difference. I think it looks really, really good. So yeah, it's great to have another X-Men in Mezco form outside of Wolverine. And then we have his, you know, Merc with the Mouth, San Diego exclusive, Deadpool. And these two look really good together as well. And then if we want to bring, you know, Wolvie back into the mix. And then if we want to take the only other X-Men I have lying around, and that is the 2-pack Colossus that came with Juggernaut. And you see the height difference there. Looks really, really good. Yeah, I really like this figure a lot. Like, I bought it today, and I'm super glad. Because I was going to hold off, and I'm glad I didn't. Because everybody's posts just made it look great. So yeah. For the outfit, real quick, I do like the way the black lines look in the yellow. I think it's really clean. I do like the way the blue looks. It's very vibrant. Very Jim Lee-esque. Again, no underwear, but that's fine because I do like Mezco's take on it. Very vibrant yellow. Very vibrant blue. The red. Everything about it is great. It is that same spandex with the, the vinyl over the pleather. But I feel like this is holding up, well, this will hold up really, really good over time. Because they've gotten better, too. I do like the way the boots look. There's some treads at the bottom along your peg holes. What's great is that each glove, well, each hand, I should say, has the yellow X on the top of the hand. And yeah, just really, really nice line work, seam work. This is a great figure. I'm really happy I bought it. Alright guys, well that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You can of course follow me on social media. Twitter is Bry_2J. That's also the Instagram. If you want to follow the channel on Instagram, it's Bry_2J Presents. Please hit the like button, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for those who have. You can of course find this video on InnerCityGeeks.com along with a ton of other cool stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
That's crispy.